a hell of a team here, 2 games in a row. But beyond that, the way you did it, trailing in the third period, both of these games, coming back to win. What have you learned about your club, I guess, in the first 10 games, but especially these last 2 in particular?
Well, both games we continued to play, and that's a good sign. I thought, even tonight we come up short there in the second. There was a lot of really good minutes in that period, and sometimes I thought Kemper was playing really well for them. He can kind of deflate you, and we're 1 shot away. And I loved how we came up for the third. I mean, we came to win the game, and that's a good sign. We stayed on our toes. We weren't passive in anything that we were doing. They wanted to go get that win, and I felt the same way in Colorado. Even the third period was probably our best, and they went out to try and win the game, and that's a great sign for a young hockey team. Sorry.
Brad, in their first game against these guys, you killed a couple penalties in the first period. You did it again tonight. How much is your penalty kill setting the tone for the way you guys play the rest of the night?
Well, it's not a recipe you want to get into for sure, giving them 2 early power plays. In both games, we got into that situation, and they're so dangerous. They're not clicking on all cylinders right now, but to get through that and not get stung, that's huge. It's huge for our team.
Tex was in here and said that playing with Robbie and Curls has helped him wake up a little bit. Do you see how they have helped his game?
Yeah, I think he settled in really well with that line. It's sometimes you see the positioning on the board and you look at, well, they're a fourth line, or if you watch how I'm playing them, I'm not playing them as a fourth line. They're playing some really hard minutes, and I think since we put him with those 2 guys, he's gotten better and better every game. He's settled in. He's meshed really well with them. He gets a huge goal for us tonight. I thought about moving him up, but I didn't want to mess that line. I thought they've done such a good job here that and they're getting hard minutes too. They're playing some really tough minutes out there. So, love to see him get rewarded. That feels good when you haven't scored a lot. To get a big goal like that helps your confidence.
Tex had several scoring chances tonight. Did it feel to you like that goal was almost just a matter of time for him?
Yeah, you hope so. It's the good thing is you're seeing he's generating chances. Early on it was, he was barely getting to the net. It wasn't. And again, it's a small segment. We're talking 4 or 5 games. So, who knows why it works with another group. I think he settled in, and like you said, he had some chances, and that's a good thing. You start knocking on the door enough, eventually it's going to open up, and tonight he got a big one for us.
Brad, it seemed like you wanted to get Boone Jenner's line out against their top line. Can you just assess the performance, and really did a good job shutting that down?
Yeah, I don't know if you ever shut that line down. I mean, you throw Rantanen back on that line, and it's a handful. So, I use Boone's line a lot. I use Corrali's line too at times. And you got to be careful. They can sting you real quick, that line, and you try and just soften the blow against them because they're going to get some opportunities. They're big, powerful men, really good. One of the better lines probably in the league when they're clicking. So I thought both lines actually did a really good job against them tonight.
Looks like Cole's line was generating a lot of chances. What did you like about how they meshed together tonight?
Yeah, you know what? I said to Jake, it looked like he had legs like a 20-year-old tonight. He was flying. He said something else, but I won't share that. But, I thought he helped drive that line. And, Chinny was playing well, and Silly was just kind of being himself and playing a solid game. The thing, I felt like they got better and better and better as the game went, and you could feel it. You could feel the chatter on the bench and with that line, and Jake was feeling. He was standing up half the time. I had to tell him to sit down a few times just because you can tell when he wants to get out there and he's feeling good. And they were clicking tonight. I feel like they were generating a lot. So it's a good first night for that line.